What up, YouTube? Today we are going to be looking at how hard it is to bootstrap vintage Macintoshes. So basically, here we are, we've got my modern PC. I want to download some software from the internet, particularly Lido, a rather useful hard drive formatting tool. So we've got a disk image here from Macintosh Garden, easy. Downloaded it, easy. However, the only way we have to talk to these vintage Macs is a floppy drive. So the LC3 here, you know, that can read 1.44 meg floppies, PC format. That's great. Mac 2 can only read up to 800k floppies due to its floppy controller. Things are getting problematic, so we've got to find a way to go from modern internet-connected laptop from 2015 to 1987 Macintosh II with a floppy drive. Download the images, then chuck them on a USB drive, and this is why it is really important to have lots of old hardware, because it basically means when the time comes, you'll already have everything you need. So we've got these images, we're going to drag them onto this pen drive. Got some cool songs on there. Alright, so we go, drag a few images. So we got this, this is a patched Apple hard drive utility. We'll get Lido. Get Lido on that pen drive as well. Now these are disk images, or they are Stuffit files, which is an old Macintosh compression program, vaguely similar in its use to WinZip. Whether or not macOS can open those stock, it may not be able to, so I might have to find a way of getting Stuffit onto these Macs. Regardless, we're going to give it a try. So we've got the disk images there on the old pen drive. So we then take this pen drive out of the machine. That's not a floppy drive. How are you going to get it to the Macs? Now, you might think I'm going to pull out an iMac or something, or, you know, something cool like that. I don't have an iMac. I have a Toshiba laptop from 1997, and the great thing about that is it'll run Windows 98. It's got a Pentium 133 in it, and it has one USB drive right at the back here. So we'll find that, and we will insert the USB drive one way or another. Okay, we got that inserted. You need Windows 98 for this. Windows 95, just don't even waste your time. So we will install this. You gotta hope your flash drive works with Windows 98. You don't want any problems there. I recommend choosing one that's not too big. Come on. This normally isn't a problem. Okay, thankfully it's found the driver. So hopefully we can now use this. It comes up as a USB 2 disk, but it's, you know, this machine only has USB 1.1. Don't get excited. So now, you know, we've gone from modern laptop to old laptop. Verify we can find those files. Totally legitimate Windows 98 CD ROM in the drive, and we'll move on. Alright, so we've got these files here. Where are we? Alright, so we've got our 3 files there. No, I don't know what an HQX file is either. Alright, so then we got our Nashua by Jessner Professional Magnetic Disc. We will pop this open. Grab a fresh HD high density disc out. Pop that in the external floppy drive that came with the laptop. And we're not going to be able to get all these on there at once, because this is you know, a long time ago. Only 1.44 meg will fit on a floppy. Lido here is hopefully not too big. Okay, so Lido is nice and small. You may realize there's a problem here. We can't move more than 800k to the Mac 2 at a time, because it can only take an 800k disk. So if there is a program or a disk image bigger than that, that simply can't go to the Mac, which will be a problem with this patched version of Apple HDSC setup. However, the reason that is so big is because that's on a disk with... it's a system boot disk, so it has system... you know, the Mac operating system on there, as well as the utility, so that's why that one's so big. But now we're not going to worry about that, we're just going to get Lido and SCSI Probe onto a disk. So together they should be less than 800k, or just pushing it. Terrible nub mouse. Alright, so this will finish. Tick tock, tick tock. This is what we used to deal with every day, just slow, slow, slow. Not a bad screen though, for 97. Alright, done. So, get our disk. Come around to the, we've got the Macintosh LC3 plugged into a nice modern 24-inch monitor. Obviously it's not using the whole thing because it's 4.3 and it's a 16:9 monitor, so we'll put that disc in and pray to God that it comes up. Okay, see, it says it's PC format disc. So we will grab our mouse. We'll copy this across to the hard drive. Alright. So we should have an untitled folder we use for moving shit. Using a ball mouse on my leg. You know, good old fashioned ball mouse. Not easy to use on the old leg, but we do what we have to. Hopefully it can read these files. Yes-ish. So it doesn't like the long file names. So apologies to the Mac for that, but we'll deal, we'll keep going. Doesn't look like it likes that Lido file. There is a problem with Mac files on other systems due to the Macintosh resource fork system. Look it up on Wikipedia, it's utterly confusing. So yeah, hopefully we copy these off and that'll do well. So remember, we're trying to go all the way to the Mac 2, all the way to the 800k world. Alright, so let's just see what happens if we try and open these. Now they're on the Mac. Okay, so we've got nothing to open Stuffit files on the LC3, so that's not going to get us far. HQX. Okay. PC Exchange. So it's almost like we need a program called PC Exchange to open these PC files, which is a problem because we don't already have PC Exchange on here. So I'm just going to go and do a little bit of research real quick and figure out if I can actually make it all the way to the Mac 2, or indeed even to the LC3, because this is looking like a big problem. Okay, so I've kind of solved my problem. Basically, the way a lot of this old Macintosh software is distributed is in Stuffit files, which is a Macintosh archive format, similar to zip files on the PC. Within those Stuffit files, you have image files, disk image files. The problem I have is I can send those Stuffit files over to the Mac. I can not open them up because I don't have Stuffit on the Mac to open the Stuffit file, and then I don't have disk copy to copy the images to a disk to use them. So I have to get around that. So I found Aladdin Expander. Aladdin was the company that made Stuffit. They made Aladdin Expander for Windows. This is Aladdin Expander 5.1. Don't get the modern version, it doesn't work, it's bloatware, it's crap. I found alex51.exe, this program sitting on some university server. It's been there since the year 2000. I was very lucky that it's still sitting out there in FTP land somewhere. This can open the Stuffit files. I use this to extract them. And then, basically, I have them in here. For example, I extracted this image. I tried to use something called Rawrite to turn those images into floppy disks. That did not work for me. It may work for you. instead I ended up using Winimage 7.0. Unfortunately, it is a 30-day trial. However, that doesn't matter. As long as I can use this Winimage to get a version of Stuffit onto a floppy disk, which I can then get onto the Mac, then I can get Stuffit onto the Mac, then I can get disk copy onto the Mac, then I can basically open these Stuffit files directly on the Mac and get all the software I want directly on the Mac and then over to the old Mac. We're going to keep going. Yeah, so far I was able to get a version of the Apple hard drive utility onto one of these disks, because I extract the image on here, but I want Stuffit on here directly. There's also the case of Lido, which came as a HQX, which is an encoded file which Stuffit was also able to open. It extracted it for me, and then gave me this SEA file, which we're going to try and... now that's a self-extracting Stuffit archive. We're going to try and put that on the Mac using a PC disk. We'll see how we go. I'm really glad I bought some blank floppies from a junk shop. Shout out to Joe at the junk shop. So yeah, let's go back. I extracted the self-extracting archive, but there was no point because the files don't extract properly due to the fact the resource forks get lost in Windows and so on and so forth. Again, I'm not going to explain it. You got to look it up on Wikipedia. It's bloody confusing. So we will Control-C that Stuffit file, that self-extracting Stuffit file. That's the difference. And we'll see if we can get this self-extracting archive to self-extract over on the old Macintosh. Do you think I'm having fun using unlabeled discs? It is a riot. Got a red text editor right on my red disc, so that's going to help. Also can't see most of the bloody monitor, but yeah, we're getting there. All this is just to see if I can get a better hard drive utility over onto the bloody Mac 2, and even if I do, it'll probably be for, you know, System 7, not System 6, so it won't work anyway. Because I've only got System 6 running off the floppy on the Mac 2 at the moment. Ah, stress, YouTube stress. Ah, here we go, Lido 7, so... see if this... So it's not going to open that because it thinks it's a PC file, so we'll go escape. We'll drag it onto the hard drive and we'll rename it, see if that helps. Apparently renaming it makes the Mac think it's a proper Mac file, because it is! The Mac's just being a douche. How do we rename the file? See if we make this window bigger. So it says PC Exchange document. I don't know why it would say that because, well, it's because it came off a PC disk. Let's just recall it Lido 7. Nah, it still thinks it's a PC document. I don't know how to get around that. No, just run. I don't know, open it with script editor. Clearly the file is storing some kind of metadata that makes it not run. It should, it's a self-extracting archive. There's no reason it shouldn't just run. Frustrating. So, yeah, we're still struggling with that. I'm gonna have to look into seeing if I can find this PC Exchange software. But yes, tough. Alright, so finally we managed to find a disk image of Stuffit Expander for the Mac, which we managed to put onto a floppy disk, a 1.44 meg disk, using Winimage. We've now got Stuffit on here. We use that to expand Lido, which is this, what is that? That's the disk utility we want to get over to the Mac 2. So this is showing you, we've gone from the internet on my modern laptop, USB drive to the 9097 laptop running Windows 98, We've put Winimage, we've put Aladdin Expander 5. We've downloaded a ton of different disk images. We've eventually got a disk image of Stuffit Expander. Got that over to the Mac LC3. We've then got an HQX file of Lido, which is the utility from the internet. We're trying to get over to the Mac 2. Now we can put that on an 800K disk, get that over to the Mac 2, and finally try and format that drive. That drive's fucked anyway, it's probably not going to work, but this is showing you 1, 2, 3 steps to get to the Mac 2. Eventually I'll get the network card on this Mac 2 running, and then we can just FTP stuff to it. But yeah, basically, now you know, with a whole bunch of different utilities, Aladdin Expander, Winimage, you know, you can get files onto a floppy disk and onto a Mac, and you can see that when I've expanded this Lido on the Mac, it's actually seeing that it's an application rather than just a PC Exchange document. So yeah, that sort of teaches you a thing or two. The Mac doesn't like reading Mac files off a PC disk. It thinks they're special PC files. Much better to expand your Stuffit files on the Mac. Then it's like, yep, this is an application, this is an image, whatever. So yeah, there's your little tutorial on how to move files. So yeah, let's go ahead and eject this Stuffit floppy. I've put that Stuffit program on the hard drive of the LC3, so we won't ever have to go through this hell again. Now we can just send Stuffit files straight to it. So we've got an 800K disk here, I think. Don't know what's on it. And Jeffrey is a dick. Wow. Face, dick face. Just some junk on here. Oh, I think there's a 400K disc. We might, I mean, I'm not really interested in what any of this crap is. See if we double. No, I don't really care. Let's format this disc. Oh, okay, it's not gonna let me do that. That's lame. So we'll use a different 800K disc. Sorry, Jeffrey, apparently you're a dick face. Ah! Oh, if we eject it, maybe we can get rid of the write protect. Yeah, just gotta change the write protect. There we go. So now it's gonna let me format it, but first we'll just back it up. Okay, let's just format this crappy disk. Still not gonna let me do it, so that disk is trash. So here we've got an 800K disk that somebody's put games on. We don't really care, so we'll throw that in the LC3. Jeffrey, you're a dick face, whatever. I should have trashed that disk. We'll just trash that. Okay. See what's on this. Okay, so some cool stuff on here. We'll back that up. In case you're wondering, I've been playing with this for, well, about 3 hours. It's just been a pain in the ass trying to find the right images on the web, the right utilities, and putting the Mac disk image onto one of these 1.44 meg floppies takes about 15 minutes using Winimage. And I won't be able to use that soon. I'll have to get disk copy on here, which will allow me to move those images onto floppies myself. But everything's getting easier now. I've got Stuffit on here. So we back that up. We can format that disk. Erase disk. I don't understand why it won't let me. How do you? I don't know how to format a disk in Macintosh land. I guess it just expects you to delete everything and then put new stuff on it. Alright, let's just delete everything. This was how it was in the 90s. You had about 100 or 200 discs that all said utilities on them. Okay, and there's nothing. Oh, see the icons. It's Mac's really cool. It saves the location of the icons for you, but look, it makes it really hard to find anything. Lido should be on here somewhere if I can find the icon. Oh, there we go. God, bloody ridiculous. Don't just arrange the icons, Mac. Maybe there's a way to do that. Select all, no, label, no, special, clean up window. Well, you fucking kidding? What if we do this? Rubbish. Alright, let's eject this disc. No, if you go there, if you go to the special menu and eject the disk, it still keeps the disk as like it wants the disk. It's in memory. You gotta drag it to trash. Because that makes sense. Deleting files and ejecting the disk are done by dragging the icon to the trash. That's not... Dragging the disk icon to the trash is probably the least intuitive Mac feature I've ever seen. I never would have figured that out. So now we can come over to the Mac 2. We'll eject Disk Manager Mac. Oh, I'm using the wrong mouse. Okay. You notice we're on the Mac CRT now. So this is the Mac 2. And we can watch this new Lido disk utility fail to format the SCSI hard drive. Be interesting though. Look at that, the icons are just as rubbishly placed as you'd expect. Cool that it stores that data, but stupid. Actually got Lido 7 working. So it's scanning the SCSI ports. It's going to find my dead hard drive from Quantum. Really cool interface, very colourful. Oh, that was bad SCSI command, phase error. So yeah, we got Lido 7 running, but that SCSI hard drive is still dead. But this shows you that you can go from a modern internet PC through a surrogate 9097 Toshiba laptop, through an LC3, all the way to a Mac 2. And now we can use Stuffit on the Mac 2 and so on to get more software onto it from here. So pretty cool. Eventually we'll get the network interface up and running, and then we'll be able to FTP stuff straight to the Mac 2 and then put it to the other Macintoshes through a serial network connection known as Apple Talk. So yeah, those are my plans. Thanks for watching. TK out. This is a bonus. Now I've got Lido on the Mac 2 formatting a 4 gig or so IBM hard drive. I previously was formatting this with disk utility, but switched off the Mac halfway through because it was late at night and I wanted to go to bed, and the Mac 2 is goddamn loud. After that, it wouldn't touch the drive. Lido came up with a few errors, but now appears to be formatting it. And what I love about Lido, absolutely love, tip-top software design. No need here for a good old progress bar. You know, when you're trying to format 4 gigabytes on a computer with a 25 megahertz processor, probably not even that. Yeah, so this will probably take 3 days, or it could be failing over and over again. I have no idea because it's not telling me anything, which is sad. But, you know, them's the breaks. But yeah, amazingly, despite me previously turning off in the middle of a format in a different utility, Lido was actually able to restore that IBM drive to a working state. I'm going to try it on a couple of my other SCSI drives. I've got another drive that I have not been able to use. So I'll try it on that. But yeah, look at all these options for, you know, different format types. I'm petitioning it because System 6 doesn't like petitions over 2 gig. So I'm petitioning this up so that it's actually not going to cause problems with good old System 6. I don't know, I'm just sort of making petitions. Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, okay, so I'm making lots of petitions because I'm an idiot, but shouldn't be a problem. No, 4. It's really hard to do this when you're leaning on the floor, but look at that. That's, yeah, okay. Don't need one there. So yeah, let's initialize these petitions. Pretty cool. So yeah, now I've actually got a hard drive for the Mac II. Now I can install its network card. Holy crap. Okay, it's just I've been trying all week to get one of the hard drives working for this thing. Now I've finally got a decent disk utility. I can put a hard drive in the Mac II, I can button it up, put the monitor on top of the Mac II instead of over here, then I can use this monitor again, get my... Life is finally making sense, people. If you're mucking around with old Macintoshes, System 6, System 7, get Lido, use that to do your formatting. Forget the Apple utility with the patches. Forget disk utilities, forget everything, just get Lido, it does the job. There you go.